We have even more big news ahead of the 2K26 official reveal, with a big update for Universe Mode, a potential new showcase star, new roster and DLC updates, and a whole lot more. Let's go ahead and talk about it. A big change might have just been confirmed for Universe Mode in 2K26. A lot of people like myself have been theorizing what changes will be made, especially if the story designer does return and what impact that'll have on Universe Mode. But either way, one thing seems to have been confirmed regarding Universe Mode within the promo system. Less than a year ago, the Pro Wrestling Shoot did a great interview with the Universe Mode dev. Unfortunately, there was a lot of PR talk, so not a lot of information was really given, but for some reason promos were talked about a lot in depth by the Universe Mode developer, in which he went on to say there's definitely a lot of areas we want to explore with that, because we're not done with the promo system yet. For future iterations, we definitely want to expand on this. It's not just a one and done thing, we want to make it bigger and better for sure. And that was talked a lot about having different environments, more people besides a 1v1 promo. The expectation should be we get a big upgrade for the promo system this year. Hopefully it's not a thing where they decide to take 1 year off of it and then go back to it another year like they have with some other features within Universe Mode and the game in general. But I would expect a big confirmation on this pretty soon after the release of the reveal regarding an upgraded promo system built on what we got last year to make it even bigger and better for 2K26. Let me know if you agree or disagree down in the comments below. There's a potential new leading candidate for the showcase mode in 2K26. It has been CM Punk, just like him being the leading candidate for the cover star as well, but it seems like a shift is coming, and it makes a whole lot of sense, because it seems like the new candidate for the showcase mode is going to be Hulk Hogan. He passed away earlier this year, so it makes a whole lot of sense for WWE to be like, yo, 2K, we want you to make a showcase for Hulk Hogan to, honor him, being him one of, if not the biggest stars of our company's history. So it makes a whole lot of sense. I'm gonna be honest with you guys though, I'm 24 years old. I have zero care for it. Showcase mode isn't really my thing to begin with, but a Hulk Hogan showcase, I don't care for. The rewards you're gonna get for it, I personally do not care. Not really interested for me. But even though I don't care, it makes a whole lot of sense why it would be him over CM Punk. With CM Punk specifically, a couple of his really big wins and matches that you would want to see, like over Jeff Hardy, over Chris Jericho, are just not possible at this point in time, unless they, get the rights for both of them in the game, which we don't know yet. Potentially Jeff Hardy, if he is like DLC, you can get that in the showcase. If Chris Jericho is currently a free agent, you get his rights. Obviously, you can have his match for the showcase. But right now, it's up in the air and you don't know. So it makes a whole lot of sense with the timing of everything and kind of the logistics of, who you have the rights to and who you don't have the rights to. It makes sense for a Hulk Hogan showcase. So if you like that, I've seen a lot of people have been asking for a Hulk Hogan showcase in my comments section, actually. So if you guys wanted that, congrats to you. You're probably going to get it because it makes a whole lot of sense. And I have some big talk and rumors about the roster and DLC, as it feels like a lot of roster members are going to be cut this year, as a lot of releases did happen, a lot of people left the company. We also had a lot of new additions that we need to add into the game. The Bloodline, Solo Sikoa's Bloodline got some new members, Rusev's back and in the game. But there's also a big possibility of who's going to be on the DLC. We already know AAA is going to be in the game. That feels like almost a guarantee to be one of the DLC updates. But what beyond that? There's always a big name that's added for the DLC. 2 years ago it was CM Punk. This past year it's Aleister Black. So who's going to be that big name for the DLC? There's 3 potential names, and I'm going to be honest, there's 2 of them everyone would hate to be DLC. But the first one people would want is going to be Matt Cardona. Makes a lot of sense. You also do a Persona card with him being Zack Ryder. Makes a lot of sense for him to lead a DLC update. Then there's 2 names I think people would hate to see in the DLC and not the base roster. The big one being AJ Lee. She's been back for a while, way ahead of the timeline to be in the base game by, 2K standards. But, if WWE wants to really push a DLC update, a big name for it, it could be AJ Lee. Because we gotta remember, 2K doesn't decide who's in the DLC. That falls solely on WWE as a company. They give yes or no to whoever they want and force certain names in. So if they want people to spend some more extra money on AJ Lee as a DLC, they're going to do it. And the second name that people I don't think would like would be Blake Monroe. She once again should be base game. She debuted in I think June of last year. More than enough time for the base game, but it can make a whole lot of sense. WWE's like, yo, 2K, let's make some extra money. Let's put Blake Monroe as a DLC. Make people buy the, more than the $70 version, the upgraded version, or buy the standard DLCs alone. It makes a whole lot of sense that those 3 names could be leading potential DLC updates, driving extra revenue. Let me know if you agree or disagree down in the comments below. We have a new big rumor from MyFaction, and it's regarding a beloved part of that mode, which is World Tour. Obviously, World Tour just got a couple updates for 2K25, where we had some new regions, but there was not a lot of good rewards out of it. No new Persona cards, which a lot of people questioned because the initial release of World Tour in 2K25 got a lot of Persona cards for the US region. But it makes a whole lot of sense regarding 2K26 rumors, because the belief currently is that World Tour will return with the same regions, potentially some new ones later down the line. But the expectation is big new Persona cards for these regions for World Tour 2K26, which is why they held off on them for 2K25. And so when you look forward to the future, that is a great outlook, even though 2K is taking some heat for the poor rewards for the end of the 2K25 World Tour cycle. Makes a lot more sense. I'm more excited for it. I personally didn't play World Tour this year just because I didn't really care for the Persona stuff, Persona cards and rewards we got in that. But I think 2K26, the rewards will be great and exciting. Let me know what you think about that in the comments down below. We have new rumors on who the cover star or cover stars are going to be for 2K26. Obviously, just like last year, this year it's being theorized that CM Punk is going to be the lead cover star. Makes a lot of sense. But gotta remember, there are 3 different versions of the game. The $70 base version, $100 middle version, and then it's like what, $120, $125 is the third top tier version. So we could potentially see 3 different cover stars, because we talked about CM Punk. It makes sense for him to be the base game, be that leading face for the 2K26 promotion. But also, we saw Io Sky. It's leaked that she did some promotional work for 2K26, it seems. So it could make sense where she and maybe even some other women headline that middle tier $100 version of the game. And then if you're going to have Hulk Hogan be that showcase star like its leading candidate seems to be right now for it, it would make a whole lot of sense for him to be that highest tier, cover star. That way you get a lot of new faces going in there. CM Punk, you haven't seen him cover star game in over a decade. Io Sky hasn't covered a game. Hulk Hogan, I don't know if he has for definitely not for 2K at least, but it makes a lot of sense. New people covering all these different tiers, a lot of new faces, pushing that promotional value. It makes a whole lot of sense, especially with the rumors that have been going on. Let me know if you agree or disagree down in the comments below. Okay, now I want to end off the video talking about my predictions, just like I always do for these rumor videos. So basically for Universe Mode, I 100% guarantee at this point that my idea of the confirmation of the promo is being talked about and upgraded from that interview at the Pro Wrestling Shoot in that Universe Mode dev, I think is very much true. I expect promos to be the big change for Universe Mode this year. I theorized in another video what would happen if Story Designer does come back and how that could have a great impact on Universe Mode, but I don't think Story Designer returns, obviously. I've already talked about that before. So I think the big addition for Universe Mode this year will be the promo system. Then move on to Showcase. Yeah, I do think Hulk Hogan gets it. It's been talked about a lot recently. I'm surprised it only now picked up steam this past week. But the idea of him being the Showcase star has been talked about for about a month now, at least in my comment section. I assume everywhere else as well. So it makes a lot of sense for him to be the Showcase star. Then regarding the roster and DLC, it really would not shock me if they held off AJ Lee to be a DLC lead star. I'm going to guess no, though, because I think that would be a lot of backlash. But Matt Cardona should obviously be a DLC headliner. And I'm also going to predict we get a TNA DLC as well, but probably not towards the end of the cycle. Then regarding cover star, I think it is going to be, like I theorized, it's going to be CM Punk base, Io as the middle tier, and then Hulk Hogan as the biggest tier addition. And for MyFaction, I am very much excited for MyFaction this year. I think World Tour will be handled correctly this year. I think 2K understands where it went wrong last year and how everyone really loved that side of MyFaction, that mode, because it is a great offline mode where you can get a lot of rewards. So I think they hit on it this year with more Persona cards outside of the US region. And I'm pretty much excited for that. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree with any of my predictions, what you guys think about all these modes and updates in the comment section below. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.